A massive 130-pound jet black Cane Corso straight up refused to budge from that hospital parking lot. And I mean, this dog wasn't having any of it. No treats, no commands, no amount of begging from his family could get him back in that car. What this rescue dog did next, and the reason why he was acting this way, is going to completely blow your mind about the bond between a protective dog and the kid whose life literally depends on him. This is Titan, and this right here is 7-year-old Liam, the little boy Titan saved in ways nobody could have seen coming until one ER visit revealed the secret this dog had been keeping for months.
Yo, if you're watching this video and you still haven't hit that subscribe button, you're seriously missing out on stories that show the insane bond between dogs and the kids they choose to protect. We need viewers like you who get this connection. Please subscribe, because real talk, not subscribing genuinely breaks our hearts and Titan's heart too. This story is just getting started, and what happens next is going to leave you absolutely speechless. 11 months ago, the Morrison family made a decision that honestly terrified them. They adopted Titan, a 3-year-old Cane Corso from a breed-specific rescue center in Austin, Texas. We're talking 130 pounds of pure, solid muscle, a coat so black it literally absorbed light, and eyes so intense they looked like they could see straight through your soul. The rescue coordinator didn't sugarcoat a single thing. This dog was surrendered by his previous owner because they said he was way too obsessive. He'd guard one family member and wouldn't let anyone else near them. Are you absolutely sure you want this level of intensity around a young child? David Morrison looked at his wife Rachel, then down at their son Liam, who'd been in and out of hospitals for 2 years, battling serious respiratory issues and a compromised immune system. Liam's lungs were fragile, his breathing was unpredictable, and his condition required constant monitoring. Maybe Liam needs someone who won't see him as fragile, Rachel said quietly. Maybe Titan needs someone worth protecting. David wasn't convinced. That dog could accidentally hurt him just from being too enthusiastic. What happens during one of his episodes? But Liam had already made up his mind. He walked straight up to Titan's kennel, his tiny hand pressing against the chain link fence. "Hey, big guy, you look like you've been waiting for someone. I've been waiting too." Titan's massive head lowered, his dark eyes locked onto Liam's face. And according to every volunteer there, for the first time in 8 months, his tail wagged. Just twice, slow and deliberate, but yo, it wagged. Titan came home that Thursday with strict rules. Liam tired easily, his breathing could get labored without warning, and he needed space to rest. The dog had to learn boundaries, had to be gentle. But Titan, he made his own rules from day one. He straight up refused to leave Liam's side. When he ate breakfast, Titan positioned himself between his chair and the door. When he played with toys at the kitchen table, Titan laid underneath it, his body like a living barrier. When Liam went to bed every night, Titan planted himself directly outside his bedroom door like a 130-pound security guard that never clocked out. "It's like he's on some kind of mission," David said one evening, watching Titan's unwavering watch. "He doesn't even shift positions." 4 months after Titan's arrival, Liam's condition crashed hard. His oxygen levels dropped dangerously low, his breathing became shallow and wheezy, and his doctors immediately admitted him to the ICU. He needed aggressive treatment to stabilize his lungs before pneumonia could set in. Liam stayed in the hospital for 12 days. Titan stood at the front door for the first 72 hours straight, refusing food, water, or sleep. He just stared at that door like sheer willpower alone could bring him home. "This isn't normal behavior," David said on day 6, his voice tight with worry. "The dog is literally falling apart without him." Rachel made a call. "Can we bring Titan for a visit, just once? Liam keeps crying for him, and it's affecting his recovery." After some serious convincing and a mountain of paperwork,
The hospital agreed to one outdoor visit in their therapy garden. The moment Titan saw Liam in that wheelchair, pale and exhausted with oxygen tubes in his nose and an IV taped to his little arm, something inside him just shattered. He didn't bark or jump. He approached slowly, his entire 130-pound frame trembling, and carefully placed his massive head in his lap. "I missed you so much, buddy," Liam whispered, his thin arms barely able to wrap around his thick neck. "I'm fighting to come home. I promise I'm trying." Titan stayed perfectly still for 40 minutes. When visiting time ended, he didn't resist, but his eyes tracked Liam until those hospital doors closed between them. Liam came home 12 days after admission. He was weaker, sleeping 16 hours a day, and needed constant monitoring. And for every single one of those hours, Titan was right there. But then Titan started doing something strange, something methodical. Every single night at exactly 3:15 a.m., Titan would get up from his post, gently push Liam's door open with his nose, and approach his bedside. He'd press his nose firmly against his chest, hold it there for 10 seconds, then move to his side and repeat. Then his back. Then he'd return to his position outside his door. "What is he doing?" Rachel asked one night, watching from the hallway shadows. David slowly shook his head. "Maybe checking if he's breathing, but it feels more specific than that. It feels calculated." 5 weeks after Liam came home, everything changed. It was 3:22 a.m. Titan was doing his nightly check, nose pressed against Liam's chest, when suddenly his entire body went rigid. His ears pinned flat back, his muscles locked up, and then he did something he'd never done in their home before.
He barked, not a normal bark, a sharp, piercing, desperate alarm that shattered the silence. Once, twice, 3 times. David and Rachel bolted down the hallway. "What's happening?" Rachel screamed, throwing Liam's door open. Liam was unconscious. His lips were turning blue. He wasn't breathing. Rachel started CPR while David dialed 911. "Come on, baby, breathe. Please, Liam, breathe." Titan pressed against Liam's legs, eyes locked on his face, willing him back. Paramedics arrived in 4 minutes. They intubated Liam, stabilized him, and rushed to the ER. At the hospital, Dr. Chen emerged exhausted. Severe respiratory collapse. His airway was almost completely blocked. Minutes were the difference between life and death. Rachel's voice cracked. "We didn't find him. Titan did.